This is a user review of the ADATA SD600 External SSD drive. It's 512 gigabytes. I bought it off Amazon, Canadian Amazon, for $99 Canadian. In the States, I think it's around $80 in the States, $79 in the States. It's a really good deal when you compare it to other SSD drives in the same size category. It's a pretty inexpensive drive compared to the other ones. But I found playing with it, it actually is a fairly good drive and fairly fast. Transfer speeds are 440 megabits a second. It depends on what you're transferring. If you're transferring from a hard drive to an SSD drive, it's going to be a little slower. But if you're going from an SSD to SSD, you're going to get a lot faster transfer rates. So this is the drive, what it looks like. It's all rubberized on the sides, the top and sides. And the bottom is USB 3.1. For years I've used plain old 5400 to 7200 RPM external hard drives for backing up my video files and other data. But the problem I've had with those drives is they're unreliable and they're subject to failure because there's too many moving parts. Hard drives only have a certain life expectancy, anywhere from like a week to 10 years. It just varies. It all depends on what you're doing, how much you're using it, and just how the drive is handled and built. It's you're just running on borrowed time, basically. So what I'm doing from now on, I'm switching everything, going over to SSD. No more hard drives anymore. No more mechanical hard drives. All SSD. So let's plug this sucker in. So the activity light there. When it's not in use for a while, the activity light will go off. It'll be just black. But you can install games on this drive and run games on your computer. So if you want to save hard drive space, install the games on this drive. I'm going to do some benchmarks here. I don't like using benchmarking software. I like using real life software. Software I'm using, what I'm going to be doing every day, copying video files or backing up my video files. That's what I'm going to be doing every day because I do video editing. In a few seconds, I'm going to show you my transfer speeds on this drive, going from a hard drive to the SSD and SSD to SSD to show you the transfer rates. So I'll show you that right now. So now we do transfer rates onto the ADATA 512 gigabyte external SSD drive. It claims read-write speeds up to 440 megabits a second. So the computer I'm using is an MSI Raider notebook. It's a 1-year-old notebook. It has a USB 3.1 and it has a C drive, which is a SSD drive, and D drive is a 1 terabyte 7200 RPM hard drive. So I don't like using benchmarking software. I like to use real life situations here, and this is what I'll be doing every day with the notebook and the external drive, is copying files like video files for backup. So this is the file we're using, a test file. The size is 4.82 gigabytes. There's a bunch of videos on there, stock videos. So I'll take it from the hard drive first onto the SSD drive, external SSD drive, and see what kind of transfer rates you get. So hard drive, 7200 RPM hard drive, going on to the external SSD drive. Okay, so around 130 megabits a second. It's going to be slower because the hard drive can only handle so much. Okay, so let's go to my C drive, which is the SSD drive. Same file, I just renamed it test2 so we don't overwrite the other file. Same size, 4.82 gigabytes. So let's copy that from SSD drive to SSD drive and see what kind of transfer rates we get. So here we go. Okay, roughly around almost 300 megabits a second and definitely way faster, 3 times as fast, if not faster. So that's very impressive. So that's the transfer rates from SSD and a hard drive onto the ADATA 512 gigabyte external SSD drive. So those are real life situations. I don't like. Once again, I don't like using benchmarking software. I rather run the stuff I'm doing every day. I'm copying files, video files, and use that and check the speeds on that. How they're transferring, how fast they're transferring. Benchmarking software is not really 100% accurate. It's not really what you're actually doing on the drive every day. You have to just get the drive and see what kind of transfer speeds you get. And this drive is actually very good, and I'm really happy with it so far. So from now on, all future drives I buy are going to be SSD. No more hard drives anymore. All SSD drives. And this was $99. A year from now, the 1 terabyte, this is a 512, the 1 terabyte is going to be down to $99 in about a year or two from now. So that would be even better. So if you're in the market for an SSD drive, check out the ADATA SD600 or the SD700. In my opinion, they're a very good drive, reliable, and there's no moving parts that will break. So for me, no more mechanical hard drives. Everything's going to SSD. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and thanks for watching.